Yay, open source.
Yay! Open source for the win!
Hi, I'm Andrew Harvey. I'm here with Nell Shamrell, talking about all things RubyConf, and especially her RubyConf talk, in conjunction with Ninefold and Multifaceted.io. Hi, Nell. Thank you so much for giving up some of your time.
Thanks for having me. Greetings from Seattle.
Nell, we're going to run through a couple of questions about your talk, but we're going to start off a little bit more about you. Now,
Alright.
I'm really interested in how did you come to be working with Ruby, I suppose, as a language, and be involved in the Ruby community?
Well, I started as a .NET programmer. We did Java when I was in college, but my first professional gig was doing .NET programming, and a good friend of mine, Renee Dvorsnay, who's also in the Ruby community, told me about a job opportunity at Blue Box, place she worked at the time, and it would be in Ruby and Ruby on Rails. So I started playing with it a little bit on the side in my spare time, and I fell just in love with the language and the framework. I love how easy it is to test, I love how expressive it is, and how massively powerful. It seems to have kind of a simple syntax, very readable, English-friendly syntax, but there's so much power behind it and so much you can do with it.
Very cool. That kind of runs very nicely into my next question, which is, what is it about Ruby that really excites you?
Well, I love the Ruby community. I wasn't a big test-driven developer before I got into Ruby. I played with it, but I love that Ruby, it seems, is built for testing itself. It's kind of built into the language almost. It's very easy to specify what I want a program to do, and then write with a test, and then write code that does that and does only that. I also love the Oniguruma or Onigmo and Ruby 2.0 regular expression engine. It's been a lot of fun to play with.
And that, again, segues really nicely into your talk and talking about regular expressions.
Right.
What was it that inspired you to write and submit this talk?
Well, I was, until about a year and a half ago, very intimidated by regular expressions. I could use them when I had to, and kind of figured out I knew a few tricks here and there, but I didn't understand anything that went on behind the scenes on them. I didn't understand how I would compose a regular expression myself. Then I read the Cucumber book, actually. I was studying Cucumber at the time, or getting up to speed on Cucumber, and it has a fantastic, very basic intro, step-by-step intro to regular expressions. So I got more used to them by using them in Cucumber and started to like them more, and then as I started to understand them, it became kind of a mission for me to help other people understand them too, because they enable me to filter text in so few lines of code in such a powerful way. At that time, I was a teaching assistant at the University of Washington. The University of Washington up here in Seattle has a certificate in Ruby programming. It's a 3-quarter-long sequence. And the instructor asked me if I'd be interested in teaching a lesson on regular expressions. So I did, and the students responded very, very well. And I realized, I think I can explain this in a way that's a little different from how it's been explained before. And I want to try this out more and bring this topic to more people, because many people are intimidated by them, and say, you don't necessarily have to be intimidated. It's just writing in another language, and like any programming language, it's much easier to write it when you understand how it works.
Cool. And so, like, after you've finished your talk, and as people are walking out, what is it that you want them to take with them as they leave?
One of the biggest parts of the talk is I go through what a finite state machine is and explain, using some diagrams and animation, how Oniguruma, or Onigmo, pardon me for using Ruby 2.0, how that engine takes the input from Ruby, searches through a string, character by character, how it turns that regular expression into a finite state machine, and how it goes sequentially through your string looking for matches to that. I'm hoping people will come away with a better understanding of how that works and how greedy and lazy quantifiers can affect, and possessive quantifiers, how different things can affect how that regular expression search occurs.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And just a final question, maybe looking a little more generally
Mhm.
at the conference. Have you had a chance to look over the other talks that are being given, and are there any others in there that you're really excited to get to?
I'm really excited for Patrick Shaughnessy's talk. I don't remember the title offhand, but in the early days of working on this presentation, he and I did a Skype session where he took me through the Ruby C code and explained to me how Ruby works with regular expressions through that C code. I know he has a book coming out that's going to be exploring that. I'm looking forward to reading it. I'm also looking forward to Davey Stevenson's talk. The final one I'm looking forward to is Emily Stolfo. I think that's how you say her name, or her last name.
It
And that
is.
one's on.
We talked
Yay!
about
I
it
got it right.
yesterday.
And that one's on API design for gem authors and users. I've just been starting to step into the world of releasing my own gems, and I know I had the pleasure of seeing her speak at Golden Gate Ruby, and I know it's going to be very technical and very, very relevant to the work I'm doing right now. So I'm very much looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, that's that. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks for
Um,
having me.
yeah, and we'll see you in Miami.
See you in Miami. Take care.